What's going on, everyone? Welcome to yet another edition of the 49 Cares Prospect Spotlight, where you get a chance to learn more about NFL draft hopefuls. I'm Steph Sanchez, and I'm very excited today to have Auburn defensive tackle Philip Blidi. Philip, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so thankful for being on the show, and I'm ready to get going.
Yeah, excited to have you on. So, Philip, I do usually start these interviews with a little rapid fire, something fun, get the juices flowing a little bit.
Okay,
So,
let's
five
go then.
questions. First thing that comes to mind, you let it out, all right?
All right, come on.
All right, PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox,
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
morning person.
Favorite cheat day meal? Oh, I lost him for a second. He might be getting a phone call. This happens sometimes. Give him a second to come back. But yeah, usually when people get a phone call, it's like it drops their drops their audio and video. Philip,
Sorry.
no, I were you getting a phone call?
Yeah, some.
That's what I assumed. I was like,
It's all
yeah,
good.
no, you're good. Okay, so favorite cheat day meal?
Easy comfort food. Southern food. Just
Mm-hmm.
really any Southern food for real.
Okay, if you could
Fried
get it,
chicken or chicken fried steak or
anything
really
fried.
anything comfort food for real. Any Southern food. It can be really collard greens, yams.
He said, "You name it."
Nah, you name it. You name it. Yeah.
Pulling out the Vine references out here.
Yeah.
If you could get a sack on any quarterback in the NFL, who would it be?
Man, Lamar Jackson.
That'd be a tough one to get, but very rewarding, right? That one
Yeah,
would feel good.
Lamar Jackson for sure.
If you could jersey swap with any player in the NFL, who would it be?
Miles Garrett.
Okay, also a
Easily.
great one. All right, let's get into the serious stuff now,
All
Philip.
right, let's go.
Your football journey has taken you to many stops. Texas Tech, Indiana, then of course Auburn. Walk us through your journey a bit and how each stop was necessary to shape you to the player you are today.
Well, I'll start Texas Tech. Texas Tech was a school that was really close to where I went to school at. Actually, the children's home that I went to and grew up at, from seventh grade to graduating. I was recruited from there. Really, the guy that recruited me and the staff that recruited me, my D line coach, he was like a mentor to me, and I started my career there, and that's where I met my wife. I just felt like God was just pushing me towards Texas Tech through during that time, and I spent my first 3 seasons there. So I started my family at, and that staff got fired my after my sophomore year, really in the middle of my sophomore year. I spent that my last season with them, and then we got a new staff, and I gave the new staff a chance, and it was everything went great, but really I was just ready for like a change for real. And my D line coach that originally recruited me, he got the job at Indiana, so that's why I went to Indiana and had my best year in college. Had my best year in college playing in one of the best conferences, like the second best conference in college football, and playing like really a position that I didn't like mainly play, but I definitely that was my best season. So that was one of my best seasons. And then after that year, that staff got fired, and I just wanted to play against the best of the best in my last season, and like to finish my college career strong against the best of the best, and really just leave no doubt. So I finished my career at Auburn, and just God was God was really like telling me to go to Auburn for real. And like there's a lot of things about Auburn that I loved and I wanted to be a part. And that's why I really chose them. The defense was right. The culture was right. The place was right. Just everything was just right. Everything, every box that I had was checked. So I went to Auburn, and we didn't have the season we wanted, but I'm really blessed that I really went to Auburn and I had that opportunity to do it. So
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just know when it's the time for a new change of scenery, right? And you definitely exercise that. So you've adapted a lot. You've had to adapt a lot with a
yeah.
lot of those changes along the way. How do you feel like that's helped your game? Because like you've kind of been forced to learn things quickly, and now you're going to go into the NFL and you're gonna have to learn, a new defense quickly, but you're used to that now.
Yeah, I feel like my whole college career, it got me like really ready for the NFL because like you said, being in the NFL, you're gonna be learning different defenses. You can be playing for a team for a while, and you might be in a situation where you get traded and you go to a different team in the middle of the season. You got to be able to ready. You have to be able to adapt. And that's something that I feel like I've done. That's something that I feel like I've very experienced. Having to adapt to different playbooks. I've learned like a lot of different playbooks. I've been in a lot of different schemes. So that's something that really like that I went through in college. That's going to prepare me for that has prepared me for the next level. And then like really that's really the main thing for real. And then really like different just moving around, different sceneries, different cultures, being around different teammates. It's all an adjustment, and that's something that I feel like college really prepared me for, and just like my experience itself prepared me for. I'm really going to be ready to take on any challenge that comes my way or any situation. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I know for a lot of players, maturing in their film study, that's one way to, let the game slow down for you a little bit
right.
and get you to that level. And so what's your film study process like when you're game planning for opponents? What are some things that you're looking for?
Well, during the week, I just really break up my days. So there's gonna be days that I break down the offensive linemen, like tackle, guard, center. Like I'll go down the whole O line. I go down the backups too, and just really break all those guys down. Look at their tendencies. Look at what they do, like when it's around the snap count. See if anybody can give that away, and then just really things that can give me like little jumps on like the plays too, because there'll be times where I'm going against an opponent that week, and that person can give away when they're running counter.
Hmm.
There'll be a person giving away pass, and just little things like that allows me to be elite in games, and this gives me a jump on teams and opponents. And then during the week, I study the backfield sets. There'll be a day that I dedicate to the backfield sets, and then there'll be days that I dedicate to just looking at their explosive plays, don't looking at what they do best, and then
Hmm.
seeing what I can add that week to really prepare for that. And then being at Auburn, our D line coach really helped in terms of getting us ready for the game because he would make files and stuff. He'll make files for us that like really allow us to really take advantage of each O line that we went against. So that was also something that was actually a big thing, a big part of my week in terms of getting ready for our opponent. So I'll look at that. I'll look at sack cut ups. I'll look at if they have any trick plays. Just trying to be ready for everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you
So
gotta
and
be.
then that was all of those things really helped me get best prepared for the game and my opponent.
You say get ready so you don't have or stay ready so you don't have to get
You don't
ready,
gotta
right?
get ready.
So you
Exactly.
you definitely stayed ready. But how about when you watch film on yourself and your self scouting? What are some things that you look out for? What are some things you're maybe a little more critical on yourself on?
I would say I'm looking at hand placement. I'm looking at stance. If my stance could have got better, helped me move better. I'm looking at pad level. I'm looking at my get off. I feel like I'm the most critical person because I might have a play where I do really great at, but like you can always get better. And I'm always looking for ways to get better and looking for ways to be elite. So you can't be elite if you're just content with how you do. So I just do that by just looking at those small things and also with incorporating whatever my assignment is, whatever scheme I'm in, wherever my assignment is, and just make sure I'm doing that to my best of my ability and seeing how I could have done it better.
All right, now if someone who wanted to watch you, but let's just say they could only watch one game of yours, which one would you be telling them to turn on?
That's hard. I would either tell them to turn on Alabama or Texas A&M.
Okay, at Auburn, I'm assuming.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
I
And
will.
because I know you said like your best year was at Indiana. Like, was there any specific game from that era where
Indiana.
you? Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question.
You're like whole season.
Nah, I would say Penn State.
Okay.
Penn State. Penn State was one of my best games at Indiana.
Any specific reasons that you're mentioning these games? Like, was it just the stat line? Was it like were you
I
just
would
moving
say I
quicker?
would I was very I was very active in those games. Um, my technique that was some of my best technique games, and those are games I feel like I play with high effort.
Hmm.
And then also was a big factor in those games too. So that's why I would feel like those games were the best games.
All right, yeah. And how would you describe your play style to someone?
I would say I'm a guy that plays with high effort. My play style is very violent. A lot of people that's play with me, they say like I'm like an old school player. Like I dress like one and I just play like one. Like I play mean, I play nasty, I play how the game is intended to be played. And I play with a lot of passion. I play with a lot of passion. Like I love this game, and you can see it out there when I'm playing. I'm having fun out there, but like don't get it twisted. Like this is it's nasty. You're gonna see some nastiness out there. You're gonna see some meanness. Like so that was something I'll definitely say. And then my technique. I pride myself on my technique. I'm a technician. I pride myself on how I do things,
Mhm.
and because everybody is playing on playing your position, but like it really like doubles like it really boils down to how you're doing it.
Yeah.
So I really pride myself on my techniques. So those things right there, my effort, technique, and then my nastiness.
I love it. I love it. And that's why like, watching yourself and never being satisfied with what you're watching and always looking for areas to improve, like that's how I'm sure you've gotten so good at your technique and becoming a technician
Hmm.
at your position. So, while we're on the topic of play style though and your game on the field, what about trash talking? Like is that something you partake in ever, or you kind of just let the pads do the talking for you?
I've been typically a guy that let the pads do the talking, but if he start talking crazy to me, and that's just gonna get me even more amped up, and then I'm gonna start talking though, like, and then you know, be like, yeah, like, look what I'm doing, like,
Yeah,
you
they can get
can't,
the smoke.
hey, you can't really debate getting knocked off the ball, getting passed up, getting beaten
That's
to the
true.
ball, so
It's a mic drop moment right
the
there.
most physical, the most physical person gonna win the trenches. So
Yeah.
you can't really pass up on that. And then the eye in the sky don't lie. So
Mm,
yeah,
facts.
the eye
Follow
in the
it.
sky not gonna lie.
We got a question here from the chat. Question for Philip. You seem really mature. What do you attribute that to, and how are teams reacting to that? Are they looking for that?
So a lot of people, some people know, but some people don't. Like I'm a family man. I have
Mhm.
a wife and I have two kids, and that's my why. I feel like when I'm like everything that I'm doing, I do it intentionally because I got a family to provide for, and just that's just how I was raised too. Growing up in an African home, we were big on discipline. So discipline has been something that's always been a part of me. And then for now, even more, I have a family. I don't have time to waste, and that's I do everything about me is that way. And then I feel like on teams really love it because they're not really worried about my character.
Mhm.
And that's a big thing when they're trying to draft a guy. They need to know who they're going to draft and don't need to know who they're going to put money into, and someone that they're going to be able to trust. So they got to be able to trust a guy's character, got to be able to trust that a guy is going to be where he's supposed to be, do his job at a high level, and they're not going to have to worry about him. So that's something that teams love about me and love about my background, love about me as a player. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure teams do love that. And have you found that like, being a family man, having the wife and two children, like has that given you a greater sense of purpose like with football? Like did you feel like there was a shift a little bit in your motivation?
I feel like it was a shift in my motivation because I wasn't just playing for me; I was playing for them. And I wanted to be someone that really show my kids like you can do it. You know, you can do hard things. And college football is really hard by itself, and then add like you get people think that having two kids would be like a big adversity in college, but they just added to it. And I just want to show them that no matter what the situation is, like you can always accomplish your dreams. Like don't ever let anything be an excuse for you. And just setting up this, I wanted to set up them for the future, you know. And then on top of that, like my wife, she works really hard, and like she's been my why from day one, and she has really been a big like a big part of my success, and the reason I've been as successful as I've been. You know, she's a stay at home mom, and she works really hard, and she has a full time job by herself. But just really gonna thank her and my play, even though they don't see it that way, but that's how I really see it. You know, and so that's why that's a big part of me.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And I'm sure, like, especially during this time where it's so fast paced, and there's a lot that goes into preparing for the draft, both like from on the field standpoint to off the field, meetings with teams and all that. Like, you got to have something to keep you grounded, right? And I'm sure
Right.
your family has been able to provide that for you. So that's great. But speaking of this process and how it's gone for you, you got an invite to the Tropical Bowl. Congrats on that, by the way. How did it feel for you to get that invite?
It was really exciting. It was really exciting. It was really encouraging. You know, I was just like really ready to get up there and really to just continue to prove to them scouts what I can do. You know, you get there and you just get done with your season. You haven't played ball for a little bit. It was exciting to get to play ball again, and really it was just exciting to have that opportunity. You know, to really get to showcase your talents in front of all those scouts and like showcase who you are as a person too when you get in them interviews.
Yeah, absolutely. And like from an iron sharpens iron standpoint, do you feel like there was anyone that challenged you out there?
I feel like the competition was really great. They said even from the staff that was there, that was their best year in terms of the competition they had. They had a lot of guys, a lot of high competition guys from all over the place that has competed at a lot of competed at the highest level for us. So I would say I felt like we had a center that was from Georgia Tech. I felt like he was one of the best ones that I went against. I'll definitely say him for sure.
Okay.
I don't remember his
And
exact name, but he was from Georgia
no,
Tech, and
that's like a
he had a
couple
solid
couple
season
months
himself.
ago.
He was their starting center this past season. He had a
Okay.
solid year.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to go up against different competition that you normally don't, like guys sometimes outside of your conference, and seeing how you match up against them. And I'm sure, like, for teams too, that's part of the evaluation process, and the value of like a tropical bowl, right? Being able to
Right.
see guys and against different competitions. So but another chance that you got to showcase yourself was at Pro Day, and that was just literally a week ago. How do you feel like that went for you?
I actually feel like it went great. There were some things that I feel like I didn't test where I wanted to test at. One of those things were my 40-yard dash, my three cone, and my 5-10-5. But everything else, I really look at the things that I did well too, which was bench press. I definitely I succeeded my goal that I wanted, and then in terms of my broad jump, I really succeeded that goal too. I feel like, and then really my vertical, something I've been training for during the whole process since January. So all of those things, it was just great to see to see everything you've been training for like really just come to fruition. So that was big for me.
Yeah, and I saw like with your unofficial times, I don't know if you have like your official numbers yet, but like with the
Right.
unofficial times, I saw you have an RAS score of 9.46. Were you aware of that?
Nah, actually, it was
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I think that shows the athleticism. That shows
right.
that you did extra well on on your pro day. So, like, how was the lead up to pro day like in terms of like your training and all that?
So I trained in Davie, Florida, really in Miami area at this place called Perforum, and they did a great job. They had a lot of guys out there from different conferences, but they really did a great job with just breaking down the details and really just from anything from the nutrition, from the recovery standpoint of it, everything just matters. And they just did a great job at making sure that we're doing everything at elite level and breaking down the technique and putting in the time. Like we're working 6 days out of the week,
Yeah.
so we're putting that time. We're grinding since
Yep.
January, so they really did everything. They really put us through everything to make sure we have the best chance to put our best performance out there on pro day, or in case some guys had combine invites. But it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. I'm really thankful for those guys. And then I got to hook up with a private chef while I was there. He got me right. His name was Chef JD. He's one of the best private chefs in that area. And that was a guy that was a big part of my nutrition and my results too.
Nice. And obviously it looks like it paid off for you. And I'm sure now you're getting into more of the football training. You're returning to that. So, what is a typical day of training looking like for you now that pro day is over?
So right now I'm working out at this place in Austin. Uh, it's called the Collective. It's a well known place in this area. I start at 10. We start at 10 and we'll work out for like 3.5 hours, and just we have different days. Really Thursdays we'll do like a Pilates session, and we'll do like recovery. But like every day we're working. Like Mondays you're working on really your endurance. Is working on like really heavy conditioning and your explosiveness, your legs, and then Tuesdays explosiveness, and really your legs too. And then like really like later on in the week we're like kind of transition over to upper body. So it's been really great so far, and just transitioning to football is good. It's amazing you're kind of focusing on ball now. Now you're not like really focusing on like specifically testing. So it's been good so far.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a bit of a relief to just get
Yeah.
back to the football stuff. You're like, God,
Right.
finally. So like, through the Tropical Bowl and your pro day, I'm sure you've gotten a chance to, talk to some teams. You've certainly turned heads. So like, I'm sure you've gotten even more teams interested after the pro day. Have there been any conversations that have stood out to you so far?
After pro day or at the
Just in
Tropical Bowl?
general. Yeah, just in general.
Um, well, after pro day, I earned invite, a 30 day invite
I saw that.
with
Yeah.
the Chiefs.
Yep.
And before pro day, I had a great conversation with the Texans. And then like really the Tropical Bowl, I got to talk to or interview with over 20, like really over 20 teams, which that was a big deal. Having that kind of interest, and then like really just seeing what they think, and then seeing how I fit in the schemes, and just like getting to know those guys too, a little bit about them. So it's been a great process so far. I feel like definitely I would say Texans, 49ers, and I would say the Dolphins.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you're definitely getting some interest, and as far as like schemes go, because like you've had different changes, different schools, you've had to learn different defenses and different schemes. Like, is there one specific scheme that either like you think fits you best, or that you're hearing from teams like, hey, like we think you fit our scheme? Like, what scheme do you think is that best fit scheme for you?
Well, that's really a hard question, because really this year being able to play in two type of schemes, which being able to play in really like a multiple scheme, a 4 down and a 3 down, and then playing react attack and attack react. Like I would love to play in any kind of scheme. Really, I feel like attack react fits me the best, but being so versatile, I can really end up in a scheme that does multiple and do
Yeah.
great in it, because I've got a lot of experience in that.
Right.
So I think that alone really makes me available to a lot of teams out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're gonna love that, versatility. I'm sure they're gonna try to line you up at different spots as well. Is there a specific technique alignment that you prefer or that you think fits your skill set the best?
I would feel like I feel like generally three tech for sure. Three tech, and then I can rush from a three tech. I can play the run in three tech. I can play the run anywhere down the line, but I love three tech. And then I can play five and pass third down situations, depending on the package.
Yeah,
Play a wide four eye.
yeah. So
So it really just depends on the situation.
team's gonna love that
Yeah.
versatility that you offer, and I'm sure you're hearing that as well. I'm gonna get to a couple questions in the chat. Shout out the chat, you guys have been keeping it popping here. Shout out CG because like he told me about you and he had his interview with you as well. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure you guys do that. CG's channel. He asked, "What motivates you to be better?"
What motivates me to be better? I would say really my family, and then just a younger version of myself.
Mm,
I've been really just going back and looking at that kid and not trying to let that kid down and everything that he's been through.
yeah.
And it just that just really that drives me, and then my really like growing up, been through a lot of stuff, been through a lot of hard stuff, so that really keeps me motivated as well.
Yeah, I love that. And a little less serious question here, but you were talking about the soul food, so I'm sure in your travels you've maybe gotten the chance to try both Memphis barbecue and Texas barbecue. Which one do you prefer?
Come on, it's Texas all the way. I'm not even from. I'm not. I can't even speak like I'm really from Texas. But being in Texas long enough, you got to know Texas does barbecue the best.
Yeah, it's
They just
different.
do. They just do. But I love Memphis barbecue too though. Don't no knock on Memphis barbecue, but I really feel like Texas does the best when it comes to barbecue.
And then CG at the 11th hour, McDonald's or Burger King, like.
McDonald's, come on now. Come on.
Yeah, it's like
Mickey
it's the
D's, come
fries. It's
on.
the fries seal the deal for me.
Yeah, the fries. Come on, Big Mac, the McGriddle, the hash browns. Come on. I don't even be eating McDonald's like that, but I'm just like talking about my childhood. Yeah, come
That's
on now.
fair. Yeah, right. All right, so a couple last questions for you here from me. Like, as far as the draft goes, we're a little less than a month away now. Do you have any plans for what you're going to be doing? Who you're going to be hanging out with? Is still being worked out? What are you doing?
So I'm gonna do something here in Austin. Just with family friends. Just do something small. I'm kind of like a low key guy, so just do something small with my friends and families. Something real intimate. So definitely that, and then I'll be down here training. You know, working and getting ready for camp.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gotta be gotta be conditioned and all that. And
Hmm.
we already talked about the training. We know you're gonna be in shape. We know you're gonna be ready. So I'm gonna end my interview with this question and all my interviews with this question. What is a team? What is a fan base getting both on and off the field with Philip?
You getting a high energy guy. You know, from day one I entered that team. I affect the locker room. I affect the guys around me. You're getting a guy you don't have to question his effort. I give 1,000% effort. My effort is between me and me, and that's never going to be a question if I'm playing hard. If I'm giving everything to the game and giving everything to the team, that's something that y'all can get ready for. Y'all can get ready for a guy that's going to come in right away and win. You know, I'm really in the whatever role I'm on the team. I'll play that role to the best of my ability. But my goal is to come day one and really compete for a spot and contributing to winning championships and just winning a lot of football games. And then you got a guy that really cares about his community. You got a guy that is going to be really going to be committed with the community. That's something that has been big for me everywhere I went, and I'm really a personable guy. So it's going to be it's gonna be a fun couple of years, however long I'm at it with a franchise. But that's something that you can look for, and then get ready for this. A lot of plays, a lot of big plays. So
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, we love that. We love plays.
yeah.
No, for real. I do think a team's definitely gonna love all of that about you. And thank you so much, Philip, for coming on the show today. Obviously, best of luck, not just in the next month, but beyond that as well. Gonna be rooting for you wherever you go.
Thank you, thank you so much for having me on the show.
Of course, appreciate your time. Appreciate all of you that were tuned in. Everyone that was in the live chat kept it popping. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. There will be plenty more prospect spotlight interviews just like this one. But for now, have a good rest of your night, folks.
All right.
Peace.
Y'all take care.